This air compressor is equipped with standard manual drains. They're just quick seat, what we call a quick seat. There's a little O-ring in there. Should just be able to twist with your fingers to open that drain and then twist back to seat it. Doesn't have to be too terribly tight. Both of these manual drains on this machine should last for a long time. They need to be drained on a nightly basis after this machine is run for the course of the day to evacuate the contents of the drains and get any available moisture out of them. Okay, what you're looking at here on this compressor is an electric tank drain. Basically what you've got here is a drain hose and an electrically operated solenoid tank drain here that's powered by a separate power wire that's run to your pressure switch. You have a short standpipe, runs back to a valve to turn on or turn off the electric drain. Basically it doesn't electrically turn it on, just the air supply to it rather. And then based on the other side you have a manually operated tank drain which needs to be opened on a daily basis and have the full contents of the drain evacuated. There are a couple of settings on this valve. One of them will control how often the valve is actuated, and then the other will control the duration that the valve is opened while actuated. These valves are a little easier to get along with than the pneumatic styles, but I think as we go down the road you may see that we're just going to go back to a standard manual drain. Alright, thanks for joining us. In this video segment we're going to talk a little bit about pneumatically operated tank drains and some problems and solutions for working with these drains in the field. Basically how these drains work is it takes an initial amount of air pressure to seat the valves inside of the pneumatically operated drain, and then once the machine reaches pressure in start-stop mode, it will send a signal impulse of air down the line, which comes down through this flexible plastic line down into the base of the drain right here in the back. That triggers these valves to send a momentary pulse of air out, which should carry effluent from the bases of the drains out this drain hose and into a catch container. Okay? When you have issues with these, the first thing that we recommend initially when you're setting up a machine is that starting from zero pressure, that these tank drains remain closed until the compressor is above 40 psi. After 40 psi, then these valves can be opened on both sides. That should allow the seats to seat inside the pneumatic drains. After they've seated, then once the machine is in start-stop operation and actually shuts down, should send a trigger of air impulse down to actuate these drains and send effluent out the hose. If you're experiencing issues with these drains, they don't have to be used. They're easily bypassed by doing the following. Simply turn off these valves to the up and down position. That's now isolated this entire drain setup. Now you can go back and use the manual tank drains to drain your tanks of any effluent at the end of the workday. Oftentimes if we see issues with these machines, we see it here in this line. There's a lot of heat generated here next to the check valve. Sometimes it can actually melt or burn a hole through this plastic line and create issues. This line can easily be replaced by going down to the hardware store, getting some 1/4-inch copper tubing and some compression fittings, making an appropriate length of tube and connecting it again back down here at the base where it connects in from the top. That should alleviate your situation. You can also, if you choose, can eliminate all of this setup from the compressor and go back to just a standard drain. But it's not really necessary when you consider that all you have to do is turn these valves to the off position and you still have use of your manual drains. If you have questions or concerns on the operation of your pneumatic operated drains, please contact the air compressor company at 330-536-9665. We'll answer any questions you might have. Thank you.